Hey guys, so I was about to go to bed and I was watching Heart Song. Girl, you cracked me up with that. My pet peeves videos. I had to do one, a follow up, because I already did one, but I just thought of some stuff while I was watching it. So my pet peeves. Oh my God. One thing that bugs me, I've realized, is loud music. I'm not talking about like when you have your speakers or you have your car. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the loud music that comes through your earphones. Like it's so loud, I can hear the actual song and I know what word the song go with or whatever. Like I can hear everything about it. It's like, wow, it's your earphones. You're about to burst your ears. Really. I mean, it's so frustrating, especially when you're like trying to study or whatever in the library and you have somebody with that kind of music just on. It's so frustrating. And you sit there like, I guess I'm going to sit here and listen to the whole song instead of doing what I really came here to do. Um, This one, I think, is one of the worst pet peeves that I think that, one of the things that really bug me, really, 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 really bug me, is people that typically want a lot in life. They want, oh, I want a Gucci bag. Oh, I want to have the best job. I want to have the best girlfriend or boyfriend. I want to have my closet full of shoes and all this stuff, but they're not doing a damn thing to make anything happen. I mean, they're not even getting up off the couch. They're just talking it. I'm like, okay, or the people that typically get mad, oh, I should have got an A. And it's like, well, you were never there. And on top of that, you really didn't study for the exam. Oh, you were just thinking you could show up and take the exam and get an A. Really? It really bugs me. And I always hate that because there's people out there who are working so hard. I'm like, come on. And the next thing is one of my favorite topics is people that are phony. It seems like there's just people who are constantly pretending when they're talking to you, they're into you. They're like, oh my God, you're so cool. La, 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 la. The next day, they don't know you. It's like they pass you like they didn't see you. And I'm like, the type of person, like, if you say hi to me the first time, I'm likely to talk to you the next time around because I'm thinking we're cool, everything's fine. But it's like, what the hell is that? Oh, today I'm not in the mood. And my boyfriend used to joke about, oh, well, some people have bad days. And I'm like, well, that's interesting because, I mean, bad days, huh? I don't know what you call it, but that really bugs me. Like if I talk to you today, I'm thinking I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. What is the point of you acting like you didn't see me the next time? Like, oh hey girl, and then the next you pass you like they didn't see you. What is that all about? And that leads me to my next thing. I've noticed this, and maybe it happens to me, but every time I'm coming this way, like if I'm coming this way and somebody's coming this way, people don't like to move out of the way for you both people to pass at the same time. Like, let's try to work on this to pass at this little area that we have. It's like somebody wants to push you and knock you off the shoulder and whatever. And they're like ready to basically almost beat you down. And this happened to me a lot of time with women. It's like somebody's coming this way and somebody's coming, like they don't want to move. And I'm like, if I'm trying to tilt a little bit for you to pass and you're, trying to pass at the same time, what can we work on this? It's almost like an anger thing. Like somebody's angry with you for some reason and, or jealousy, and they want to knock you out of the way. I don't know. It really bugs me. I'm like, can we work on this? Come on. The next thing is people who group people into different, into groups, like stereotype kind of thing. Like whenever I have a wig on that's curly and long, oh my God, you look like Beyonce. Oh my God. That's really frustrating because I'm like, I am nowhere close to looking at Beyonce. I don't know what about me looks like Beyonce. Or what looks like Serena Williams to me, or what looks like this. Oh, you're tall, so you look like Serena Williams. You don't even take the minute to look at me and say, Serena Williams? Like it just freaking annoys me. Every time I've gone out there somewhere, somebody's told me I look like somebody, and I'm like, oh, because I have a wig on. All black women wear weaves, right? So I must just be another famous star that wears a wig. Like so frustrating to group people like that. You try to have your own identity, and then you're going out there and being put in this group thing, and I just can't stand it. The next thing is people that typically don't put their phones on vibrate or in silence in places where they know they should. I'm talking about the library, I'm talking about a meeting and all this stuff. And you want to hear, sit there and people are going to hear your ringtones ringing out loud and you're going to act like, ooh, I should turn it off. No, you should have turned it off the minute you got there because you knew exactly what the type of environment you were in. It's one thing it was an accident, but people have seen that so many times. It's like, it's so frustrating. Like the thing going on, the ringtone just ringing and, and you're sitting there waiting and they pretend like, oh my God, I got to turn it off. Yeah, you should have turned it off. Anyway. Looking a hot mess in public. Well, I already did a video on this, but definitely walking around with your pajamas in public is really not cool. Walking around with your hair not like in the, moisturized and whatever, just not looking on point, clean. It's just, especially for women, it's just really disgusting and it's a bad impression, really. When you walk around like you just don't care about yourself, somebody's not going to care about you and they don't care about looking at you, really. I'm sorry, but this is about impressions and you're making interesting impressions. The next thing is people who definitely talk in places they're not supposed to be talking in. I have a big mouth. I'm aware of that. But if I walk in the room and like a classroom, if it's quiet and people waiting for the teacher, like I can talk. But if you're in a library or you're in a meeting and you keep talking, or when the teacher's talking and you're talking, like it's really annoying. It's so disrespectful. Like, why can you just finish and let the person finish? You can get to your point. You're here sitting, listening to a lecture, and somebody just keeps going and going and going. And it's like, and then the first one to ask, oh, I missed something, or, oh my God, what did I miss? Oh, yeah, well, if you were listening, you would actually got what they were talking about. Okay, let's see. What else did I have here? People that, let's see. People who are always texting stuff that are just, short messages every time, regardless of what you're saying. It's like you're pouring your whole heart out to somebody. For example, maybe you couldn't talk to them, like you text them at a place where you couldn't talk to them, and you pour your whole heart out. And they say things like, "K, okay, LOL, OMG," and all that. That's the answers all the time. It's like, what the F is that? Like, how are you going to just tell your whole story and somebody gives you in one little teeny 2 words, okay, or K, or wow, yay, things like that are just so like, hello, and they won't even call you later. Really, it's like, wow, okay. Um, yeah, text messaging is great, but some people have abused it. Um, let's see. Whenever, oh, this is what I've been used and I've taken advantage in so many ways I can't even explain, but it's usually with school stuff. People that typically tend to are slackers and really don't care about school. They really don't want to be there. So they try to pick on the people like me, to use and for stuff. So, well, I'm smarter and I know, so I usually say no later on. I'm like, oh, you were trying to use me. So typical. They never want to do anything. They just show up whenever they feel like it. They come and they want to borrow your notes. They want to, use your phone. They want to borrow change from you, and it keeps going and going. You're like, oh, you didn't think I would catch up to you and know what's up. That's really boring. Like, I mean, sorry, not boring. That's really annoying. It's like people can tell when you're trying to use them. It's easy. Actually, that's one of my weak strengths now. I can actually tell when you're trying to use me. So, yeah, so that's pretty much all I had so far. But Alexis, you made me laugh so hard. I just had to do another part 2 or whatever.